breakers and takers, do us a favor. Take a minute to hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos in the future. All right, so there's a lot of activity going on in this offseason for the Ravens already, and it seems like every day there's a little bit of news coming out. And today,
first you had the Nick Boyle extension. Instead of cutting him to open up cap room, they decided to give him a 2-year extension. And from what I understand, it'll open up a little bit, but not as much as just releasing him.
Yeah, and that's fine. Nick Boyle's he's a good tight end in the role that he plays for us. Right, he's an excellent blocker and a solid receiving tight end. And we definitely felt his impact when he got hurt. So yeah, I'm not mad at that move at all. The next, it's not a move, but it's news. Orlando Brown tweeting out just a little while ago that he's a left tackle. Right?
Left in all caps.
Yeah. And, of course you can read into it. You can only take so much from players tweeting out stuff, right?
Well, Jason LaCanfora also followed it up with a tweet saying, tweet, the Ravens top dollar deal with left tackle Ronnie Stanley. And what I'm hearing from sources, Brown is only interested in playing left tackle, and his days in Baltimore are likely numbered. Trade may be the only solution.
Look, you gotta take what he says with a grain of salt. Let's just be honest about that.
No, I always hate on man, Jason.
I'm not hating on Jason. That's just the way it is, man. Sorry. Look, when you're constantly reporting things as facts and turns out not to be true, man, you do it to yourself. You create your own reputation. But not saying that he's wrong here. But all we can do right now is speculate. Now, he's definitely played well enough to say, hey, I'm a left tackle.
And he was a left tackle all through college as well.
Yeah.
He only played right tackle because of where he ended up.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, he played at a high level this year. You can't dispute that. And he's going to want his money. So, are the Ravens going to pay him that money and keep him right tackle? Probably not. Are they going to explore a possible trade for him? Probably. Will they get a trade done? Who knows? That's hard to say. That part's hard to say. When you show you can play left tackle in the NFL at a high level and you're young, you'll get some teams that are going to be interested. Now, is a team going to be willing to give up a first-round pick for him? I really don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a tough thing because he's going to want an extension in the neighborhood of $20 million a year. And the way that teams build their defenses now, it's not just left tackles that you need. You need a right tackle also.
Yeah.
I think that the distinction there is slowly kind of disappearing. But, I mean, it should speed up quite a bit because defenses put their edge rushers on both sides.
Yes, right? Yes. Now, it is possible we could get a first or maybe even more for him. But we got to find another Bill O'Brien type of coach/GM out there that's willing to do that, because that's exactly what they did, right? They gave up, 2 first-round picks for Laremy Tunsil, and then they paid him
and a second, I believe.
2 firsts, a second, and then they paid them the highest contract for a left tackle at that time, right? So it's possible. I'm sure if we get that kind of offer, he'll be gone. But anything short of a first, I would say, look, you could tweet whatever you want to tweet, my man, but you coming back and playing right tackle next year.
Well, we've talked about this several times and how he's probably not going to be in Baltimore past this season.
Right.
This being the last year of his rookie deal. I think he kind of looked around at the situation and realized he has a little bit of leverage right now. Baltimore is in win now mode, right? He did step in, play left tackle last year. He didn't complain about anything or anything like that. Baltimore doesn't have a ton of money, but they are looking to keep that team together and make a run, and he's a big part of that, especially since they want to continue to be run first.
Exactly.
And so I think ultimately, this is just my opinion. I think what he's looking for is a few $1 million raise for this season because he's making, not much as a 3rd-round pick.
Right.
So I think he's probably looking for a few $1 million raise. He'll play right tackle this year and then hit the market at the end of the season.
Yeah, I got no problems with anything that he's doing. If that's his ultimate goal, he deserves it. So anytime you have leverage, you use it. Absolutely. So, we'll see how it plays out. It is very early in the off season,
Yeah.
Anything could happen, including extension. We didn't mention extension. I mean, that's still a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen, but maybe they work something out and they extend him for 2 or 3 years, or who knows?
Hmm.
Who knows? So all we can do is just react off of one tweet and just give our thoughts on what that means. So yeah,
And I will say, if he is actually just dead set on playing left tackle and saying, I'm not coming back to Baltimore to be a right tackle, Carolina need to call him up. Okay. If you strike out on Deshaun Foster, go get Orlando Brown, because right now they don't have any tackles. Taylor Moton's a free agency or is a free agent.
yeah,
And he's been a long time right tackle. They haven't really wanted to move him to left tackle.
right.
So even if they re-sign him, that's the right side, and they still have nothing on the left. So if you strike out on Deshaun, you better call up Baltimore and try and get Zeus.
Yeah. So all right. So we'll follow this some more, obviously, and as more news comes out, we'll put up more videos. And yeah, look, this Wednesday, guys, we're gonna be doing a live stream. We'll be covering more Ravens news. There's some things we haven't covered yet on our show, like David Culley going to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll touch on that a little bit more on our show. Maybe we'll do a little surprise weekend show. Stay tuned.